Hello, world. So, I attempted to make a video, and I found after recording 30 minutes that my headset wasn't working again because I went back to my previous headset. So if this headset has a sudden explosion noise or whatever else that occurred in the last time I did this video, or it glitches up or whatever, then, so be it. Because I just prefer to use this headset over the other one. This headset's going to be glitchy, it's just how it is. So, anyway, what I was trying to get across in the last video was that in case anyone thought that, that there was some whatever reason why I disabled my account earlier, because I've disabled my account like 4 or 5 times since it was capable of being disabled and stuff like that. So I figured I didn't have to say anything because people wouldn't go overboard with it, but people do go overboard apparently. And so what I'm trying to get across is that no, there wasn't any reason as to why I did it other than that Roblox is too toxic. Roblox has become a problem. There's a whole schlep situation going on, and that I've been boycotting Roblox this whole time. I'm just going to put it simple. I have been boycotting Roblox. That is what it is, entirely. And because of that, yeah, that's what happened. So I don't have to make this an extremely long video because I can just get it across that that's what I'm saying. And yeah. And also I mentioned Expedition 33 because it's such a great game, and that's what I did whenever I stopped playing Roblox. It was a very great escape, and I recommend anyone else who wants to play something that isn't Roblox, because Roblox should die, I hope. And what I mean by that is, like since 2015, as bad and ominous as it sounds, since 2015, I thought Roblox was going to come to its end because it was getting bad back then. Even though it was just before it got popular, it started to get bad, and I don't know. It was just it was a gut feeling, I suppose you could say, more so than it actually being brought to my attention. It was a gut feeling because back then I never took anything seriously. I saw all sorts of stuff on Roblox and things, but back then I never took any of the toxicity seriously, and I was able to not take it seriously. And that was a bright side about me back then, is that I was capable of ignoring all of the chaos that went on. Now, I don't know, I have trouble with that. Because all I have to talk to is on Roblox. Outside of Roblox, I have people on Roblox, and people online that I know are affiliated with Roblox. Everybody is Roblox. And so because of Roblox being Roblox and everybody being Roblox, aside from a couple of my Marine friends who are into Tarkov and stuff like that, they aren't toxic, per se, but they are dirty in terms of, like, how they speak. They are, I don't know, they're something. That's what they are. They're good friends, sure, but they're, man, I suck. Anyways, I suck at sword fighting, as you can see. And by the way, I'm 27, and I am sure there are older people playing this game than me. So don't call me the grandpa of Roblox or anything, because I'm not, and also, I'm sure you know that. I'm sure it's clear as day. And as far as people calling me an unk goes, I am in real life an uncle of someone. So yeah, I can take offense to it, but I can also choose not to, for real reasons. Also, Corbin, I just want you to know, in case you see this video or if you don't, honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. But I I don't know. I don't know, but I saw that video recently. That video you posted. I like the podcast thing. I didn't know it existed until Sophie pointed it out. But like I was actually told that you were moving on from sword fighting games and stuff, but I guess not. I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. You may help with marketing the game once it gets closer to launch, you just said in Discord. In any case, in any case, whatever the case is there, whatever the truth is, whatever the stuff that's going on there is, I will be keeping watch, keeping tabs, just, whatever. Not that it really matters, but I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what else to what all to say about that. I just I don't know. Roblox is a thing of the past, and I'm ready to let it go, and I can't wait for it to just like. There are reasons. Let me put it that way. There are reasons that I am against the Roblox market, the Roblox people, the people up top, the people who are in the HQ directly. There are reasons why I am against them. For the things that they've done, not only to the community, but just even as moderators. Those moderators were very toxic individuals whenever I communicated with them. Specifically Merely and people like that. I just love it how when people come out of teleporters, they have force fields and I can't do anything about it. Don't you? I mean, this isn't Sword Fights in the Heights 4, it's just a reforged version. Still, it's wonderful. Anyways, coffee. So now I talk gibberish and I don't really know what to talk about exactly, so... And I'm dropping coffee on my keyboard, which is not good. Anyway, I've been doing other things, playing other games, and enjoying my life, casually. And I recommend anybody who's interested to do that, to take a break from Roblox, and just do that themselves. It's good to have something else to do when Roblox is gone. Because if things go the direction that I expect, Roblox will die. To some degree. However, honestly, it's hard to say that. It's hard to look at it like Roblox will die because there's still so many people playing this game. It would take a lot to crush this, even today. However, let's see. I'm not against the community itself. I'm not against the games. I'm not against these things that are this game, the sword fighting and stuff. Obviously, I'm a part of this, and I've been a part of this since... Let me be accurate here. So in 2008, I played Tycoon games, and I played Obstacle Course games, and I played Rocket Arena. And let me be certain of this. Let me be very clear. Rocket Arena was my favorite game. It was my go-to. I enjoyed that experience. And anything that involved destroying walls, like that wall game, Destroy the Wall to get to VIP or Winner or whatever it was one of my favorite games. I enjoyed those games back then. It was not competitive. It was not anything like that. It was fun. And then after that, I went to King of the Hill, also known as KOT, but it's the one by Builderman and not the one by well, whatever, Josh117, that guy. It's a shame his place got stolen by Builderman, though. He upgraded that game. I played it a little bit, and nobody was playing it. It really sucked, honestly. People could play his game, and it would be great. I would love to see people play King of the Hill, because it was, I don't know. I grew up with that one specifically. I came to sword fighting in, let's say, 2011, 2012, off and on. Not religiously per se. I didn't play this game a bunch at that time. During those years, I actually played sword fighting tournament during those times, and I never considered myself a really good sword fighter. I just played the baiting game. And, like, someone would be over here on the other side, and I would just walk backward. I would do the very thing people hate. And I would walk around and wait until somehow I just had a gut feeling that people were not paying attention after that, and I would take advantage. And I was just good at that, because I had an instinct to be able to read how people played, what they did. I could read people. It's just how it was. I mean, it wasn't even just on Roblox that I could read people. I read people on Halo Reach. Halo was the game for me. It was not sword fighting. Never has been, and probably never will be. However, I did pretty good playing SFOTH for a long time. In my opinion, being good at the linked sword and being able to kill anybody with a linked sword, that's something noteworthy in SFOTH specifically, because in SFOTH, everyone wants to use the powerful swords. Why do I say this? I say it from the experience as someone who plays Halo, and people are always going after those power weapons, those rocket launchers, those shotguns, those sniper rifles, whatever else. And I really, really enjoyed just basically tossing a grenade and getting a headshot with a BR or a DMR or something. BR in Halo 3. But anyway, the point is that I would play the basics and get down the basics and be really good with the basics. And that's seemingly the unpopular approach, because everyone does it. Everyone starts with the basics. Everyone plays with the basics, and because of that, people are always wanting to go seek out those power weapons for some reason. And so, to me, using a default sword it feels like it takes more skill. It feels like it takes more effort. And whenever you succeed in it, it feels like it's just more satisfying. And satisfying factor was the whole point behind all of that. My years and years of experience hunting streakers. And I know, Corbin, you people hated streak hunters. I know it because for the longest time, people were toxic to me for just hunting streakers. Every time I would join a server, people were like, oh no, it's Mohawk again. And so eventually I was like, oh, well, let me just start using alt accounts. And so I did. I used alt accounts. Okay, so, I mean, people didn't like that either, for obvious reasons, because people like to be able to predict how the game works. Now, let me add in on this. So the fact that people want to predict how the game works so that they know the feel for it. Let me just add to this by saying when Roblox changed everything from being what it was, client-sided physics, to being server-sided physics with forced filtering enabled, let me just put this to you straight. Reach exists after that. And I'm not talking about the kind of reach that was exploit reach, because exploit reach did exist prior, but that was the only kind that existed prior. The only kind. Of course, there was also times where people would use lag switches, and they would kill you through portals and stuff like haha lol, whatever his name was with numbers. He would do that to me every single time I came out of a portal, so I had to avoid the portals. In any case, the entire game changed after filtering enabled was forced. And anyone who chooses to disregard that statement either does not have any experience in what actually happened, what actually took place, or did not pay any attention to the game at all. Why? Because you can see it even in videos that that game is different. That this game is different. I mean, you go onto maybe one of those, like, Finobe or Retroblox things that is not Roblox. If you play Retroblox on Roblox, the actual game, it cannot change how the servers work because it runs on those servers. Like, you cannot get the original gameplay from anything other than the way that Roblox used to work. And the way that Roblox used to work is very, very bad for security. Like, everybody would function as a host. And because everybody functioned as a host, that was the way that it worked. So, and you know, let me just say that I heard that you could get hacked through a back door, and somebody could basically what someone did in the Dark Souls game. Someone was able to access somebody's computer like a Trojan through the Dark Souls game servers because that's how the servers worked, like that kind of connection for some reason. And that's basically what Roblox was. It was to that extent of fun. That was why their physics worked, because it was built around that kind of real-time thing where everybody's computers actually impacted how well the physics functioned and stuff. So, anyway, that's my frustration. So, if y'all have any kind of frustration for me using alts, note that I am furious over the fact that Roblox has changed, and I am not going to change anytime soon because of what they did. And that's not why I'm upset at Roblox either. Although that is a very, 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 very deep blow because of the fact that it ruined every last bit of my enjoyment in this game. Because nothing works as expected anymore, and I cannot learn how to play the game. I mean, I can still beat people who are very predictable, but not all the time. You know, someone can just stand there, and I can be like, oh, they're always going to move left, this direction. They're always going to attack like this, and then they're going to stop. And you know what I do to that? I go to their left side, like this, and I attack them. And I kill them. Look, you see how that works? That's how it works. You go to their left, you hit their arm, and you kill them. On a regular game, that would work. Because you can do that without getting hit, sure. But, like, most of the time I get hit just a little bit. But the point is, you can't do that to people who have, like, a good amount of ping in comparison to you for some reason. I don't really understand. And also, while I'm walking forward towards someone and someone just slashes their sword and attacks me and they deal damage, what is that? Because that's not server lag, that's reach. Because I'm not even over there yet. Server lag is a delay behind the player, so it doesn't make sense why, well, like, if I'm walking forward, I shouldn't take damage from someone who is over there. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, unless on their end, they are further ahead and their client sword is dealing damage. On that note, we have to take it to a whole other level of being like, you know, there's client swords and there's regular swords, and honestly, it doesn't matter how you spin it, you can't make Roblox what it used to be. Sword fighting is dead. It's broken. You cannot fix it. I mean, as a community, as a whole, you can get something back, sure. I'm not against that, rebuilding the community, but you can never get what Roblox was. Ever. So, that's dead and gone. But, anyway, back to the whole point here. Whenever I was doing the alt account thing against Corbin and all the other streakers, it was a very good tactic. Why? Because they couldn't expect that every player was on that level. And you see, that's the thing. That was one of the most basic things that I thought that I learned and that I used against players. It was my goal to never treat any player as if they were below me. Because when you do that, when you treat a player like they are below you, then not only does it disrespect that player in a manner of speaking, but on top of that, you stop trying so hard against everybody because everybody becomes easy to you. I mean, for the most part, except for the ones who are good. But then, because of that, it's hard to find people who are actually worth playing against. I mean, here's the situation that I was in. I was playing games, and everybody was predictable. Everybody was easy to kill. Everybody was basically like, I'm playing against a noob. And because of that, there was no sense of satisfaction from anything that I did on Roblox. And so, I mean, on sword fighting specifically, but, it was a drag. And that was coming from Destiny. Back in 2016, I had a clan that went to the front page of the community news on Destiny 1 because the Dark Orbit Alliance decided that they wanted to ally with True Exile because they thought that True Exile was a professional name. And because they thought that True Exile was a professional name, well, they spent millions of dollars for some reason to the community manager to get them on the page. And anyways, I guess it's not strange that happened, but at the time, it was a once-in-a-lifetime, out-of-my-mind event that happened. I never expected my clan to end up like that. I wanted a small clan with a small community of people that I could get along with. In any case, the point is, it got out of hand. It got bad real quick. I learned I'm not a good clan leader, but then again, I was never really given a chance to build up in that skill. It was just kind of sort of flushed all at once to 1,000 members, max capacity. And I couldn't even start. So, I mean, I left it to my members, and we had what do you call it? We had a sort of like a thing where we disagreed on something. And me, as the leader, I felt that I was in a position where if they were disrespecting me and taking credit for the stuff that I did in that game, that I should take action. And I did what I could. Number one, I don't think the clan liked me to begin with because I never did anything. So I wanted to promote them to leader so I could leave. That's what I wanted. But I couldn't do that. And so the next best option was kick them. Maybe it would save them from future problems because that whole situation was bad, and honestly, it's better to help your enemies than to... I mean, in some situation, because these quote-unquote enemies were my friends, and that's the problem. So I went over to Roblox because of this whole situation, and it was an escape. I'm going to be honest with you. Roblox was an escape. That was the reason I came back here. And I played this just to be trolled, just to be hated on, just to have more drama thrown in my face, just to have more frustration. And that's all I have left. It's frustration. And because of COVID and everything, nobody wants to meet anybody else anywhere. And it's just like... everybody is so distanced. Everything is just aggravated. And I don't know. I don't have anybody to talk to because the majority of those people that were casual, that were easily to get along with and everything, they had lives. They had families. They had to move on. They, like my brother, they got married, they moved on. And by the way, this video and all of my videos are not made for kids. I'm just saying that because I don't want to deal with it all. If you can't see my videos, then so what? It doesn't really matter. It's not made for kids. It's not intended to be for kids, even though this is a Roblox platform. Fact is that sure, there's kids all over the place here, but you gotta recognize the fact that I'm 27, and there's people like me who still play this game. Why? Because we grew up on it. Just like how there are 37-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 60-year-olds, however old, playing WoW still. And the fact that my Marine friend, who is 30-something, is married and has a kid, is still playing RuneScape. You know, the fact that people play these games is because they play them. It's not because, like, they don't have a life, or whatever stupid reason you come up with. People have to enjoy games. People have that freedom. So, you know, whatever. And plus, all these people saying, get a job and everything else, let me just put it clear to you. It's not so easy to just put in applications, 50,000 of them, left and right, every day, and then get a job. And the reason why is because managers, they say, you know, we'll call you back next week. And you sit there waiting for a call, and you don't get a call. You never get a response. You go back to the store, you try talking to the manager. They are not even there anymore. I don't know what the deal is, but it's ridiculous. I can't get hired. And I've been trying to get hired for 5 years. Probably. This is rough. So, you know. Never once whenever I was a kid did I ever think that it was going to be hard to get a job. So whenever I got my first job in 2021 or 2020 or whatever it was, whenever I was working at Burger King, I thought, you know, I could have this job for a little bit and then move on, and it's not going to be hard to get another job. Because I got that job, first application, first submission, first try, and I thought it wasn't hard. Not only that, but I got decent pay, $11 an hour, and I thought, wow, this is a good deal. The worst part about it was, though, that nobody trained me how to do anything, and so I was only cleaning dishes the majority of the time. I was stuck in my mind thinking about the drama that I deal with on a daily basis with Roblox people, and it was too much. And let me put it clear to you. It was not that I was a bad worker. I was good at my job. They told me I was good at cleaning dishes. I was better than everybody else, seemingly, for whatever reason. Because whenever I do a job, whenever I do a game, whenever I do anything at life, you know, the Bible says, even on this shirt that I have, it says right here that whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. Colossians, I think, 3:25, it says. So, that's KJV, by the way, but the point is that biblically correct, we should be doing everything to the best of our ability, and that's what I do. I like putting quality in whatever it is that I'm doing, but, you know, here I am making a Roblox video, and I'm not editing it, but I'm not going out of my way to make this look ugly either. And if I had the content, I mean the abilities, if I had the abilities to edit my video, I would, and I would enjoy it because it would be good work. I enjoy quality work, and I enjoy making people happy. But on Roblox, you don't see people happy, you see people upset. You see people trolling, and it seems like their happiness is you being upset, you being angry. That's their joy in life. And so that's all it is. That's all it ever will be, it seems. And yeah, so I feel like I'm going off on a tangent all the time. I can't stick to what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's that. So, lots of things. Lots of things, this, that, and the other. Here's a gameplay video, by the way, of Reforged. Not that it even matters, because I'm not good at the game. But if you want a good game, you should play Expedition 33, or maybe Hollow Knight Silksong that recently came out. I would imagine it's a great game, because it's Hollow Knight. People liked Hollow Knight. I never could finish Hollow Knight, because I watched a gameplay of it, and I just don't have interest in it, and stuff like that. So yeah, there's my video of the day. There's my video of the time. You know, I could make a playthrough of Expedition 33. I was thinking of doing it the first time, and it felt like since I already had so much progress into the game, it would be a pain to go back and start it over. But that game is a significant length of time. It would have been greater if I made a playthrough on the first playthrough rather than a replaythrough, but after getting 100% of the achievements, I still think the game is very worth playing. And so, if I go back and I play it, I'm doing it on expert mode, and that will be an experience. I'll probably get stuck on that for weeks if I do that, or something. I don't know, but I know all of the enemy's attack patterns, so at least there's something. In any case, yeah, I'm not sure what all I said this video anymore. I said a lot of things, a lot of stuff. Like, wow. I don't know what else to say. But anyway, you like my outfit? I think I like my outfit. You know why? Because this hat is the only hat that I have that's from 2008 now, aside from the skull mask, that, by the way, if you heard that pop, it was me touching my microphone with my thumb by mistake. Anyway, this hat is the only one from 2008 that I have, aside from the skull mask, that is not limited right now, which is crazy. Every item is just about limited. Soon this one will be as well. And this is literally just a thin layer of plastic. I don't know why anybody would be interested in it, but it is what it is. In any case, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.